Hello, folks, and welcome back to the end of Death Stranding. We're getting credits, so this will mostly be like a retrospective on like the whole game. I think I said this like probably 3 or 4 episodes ago. I'm a little disappointed that it turned out to be a third-person shooter in the end. And then at the very last with Amelie, it tried to turn into a visual novel, which is probably a more appropriate ending for a delivery game, but yeah, I don't know. It's very strange. I mean, it's Kojima, right? So, like, if you thought Metal Gear Solid was strange, you ain't got nothing yet. So I suppose I expect just get what I expect, or don't know what I expected, really. I don't know what we're supposed to do here on the beach. I feel like we made the wrong choice. I feel like Amelie has actually destroyed the world, and we're trapped on the beach, but she said it would be with her, and she does keep on appearing. So it kind of feels like we didn't actually sever the connection. So hugging her may have been the wrong choice. But I really don't know if we can go back at this point. And we keep showing the credits, though white background on white clouds is not exactly, or white text on white clouds rather, is not really the best. That sort of thing. I'm going to keep on trying to walk away, but he just keeps on getting exhausted. It's all that walking with power armor. You know, you used to walk in with just the power armor, and then eventually the power armor does the walking for you. Okay, so...
I realized the beach was connected to the world of the dead.
Right.
Which meant that somewhere out beyond it were the memories of time itself. Including those of every organism that had ever lived. 4.6 billion years of biological history. A history that might even stretch back to the creation of the universe. The chiral network and everything that followed was born from my pursuit of that knowledge. By passing data through the beach, we were unbound by the restrictions of time. Simulations that would have taken years or more were simple and effortless. Everything that the Earth had lost and forgotten could be reconstructed and reclaimed. But shortly after we began our research, America saw its first void out. I thought I was running out of time, that my nightmares were becoming a reality. So I raced to complete the chiral network as quickly as possible. The past held all the answers. If only I could find a way to piece them together. A network that bridged our world and the beach. That might do it, I believed. So I started researching bridge babies, children bound to the world of the dead. What causes an extinction entity to come into being? What was the reason for the previous 5 mass extinctions? The answers to those questions would tell me how to stop the 6th. I founded bridges, more determined than ever to build a chiral network that would cover all of America. But the longer I fought my war against the inevitable, the weaker I became. My Ha had cancer. The beach's punishment, maybe, for not playing along like a good little EE. And then, just like that, my Ha was gone. I couldn't finish what I'd started. So, I asked you to do it for me, and you did. You helped us complete the network, helped us to reclaim everything the universe experienced from its inception to this moment. Every mystery was ours to solve, like this one. Once, there was an explosion. A big bang that gave birth to time and space. Thing is, it was more like a big fluke. All that matter and antimatter should have canceled itself out, leaving nothing. But somehow a tiny speck of matter survived. Just enough. Enough to make this world and everything in it. A world that shouldn't be, a world out of balance. Order inevitably gives way to chaos. Everything that lives must inevitably die. It's like the universe is trying to return us to the nothing we came from. Maybe the Big Five were its best attempts to finish us off. But somehow, life always managed to survive just enough. Enough to thumb its nose at the will of the cosmos. You know, I'm starting to think that extinction might be the key to overcoming total annihilation. It forces life to fight to survive, to endure, to exist. That's why the Big Five ultimately rekindled life instead of extinguishing it. From the ashes of the dead rise the living. Stronger and wiser. Inheritors of the legacy of existence itself. They defy the universe and refuse to surrender. They say, we're just getting started. Extinction is an opportunity.
I mean, is it though? Like, really, the only reason why we're bound by extinction is because, well, we're on Earth. We get off the frickin' planet, then extinction level events have to be bigger in order to take us all out. So it should be theoretically a lot harder if we become a spacefaring species. Though that's a lot harder than it sounds. Okay, he gets up and then he turns around, so I have to go the other way. So I can't just go from cut to cut. Yeah, okay, so I have to go the other way. So I just don't understand what the effect the gun's supposed to have. Why keep the gun around? I mean, I didn't shoot a single shot in the last iteration. So we still have 6 whole bullets. I'm wondering if maybe, I mean, they're trying to explain basically, like, as the extinction entity, as the angel of death, she basically formed into 2 people somehow, or the person who was on Earth became her. And basically trying to explain the plot, which is good. It seems a little late, but okay. I mean, really, you could put any plot in front of this and it would still work out, I think. But it's interesting they're trying to justify themselves like in a post hoc rationalization. Alright. We have another... I mean, it's funny you just jogging over the same distances here and doing nothing. I really don't understand why he's in black and white and the rest of the world is in color. We're gonna get another... Yeah, there we go.
I pulled the trigger twice that day. I knew at once I'd made a mistake. I found your beach and looked everywhere for you. Sam. There you are.
Okay, this is what we saw before in first-person view. It was very confusing. So, who did she kill to get Sam? I wonder if it was Cliff. Now, see, if this was right, then in our first-person view, we should have seen Sam over her shoulder, which would have been really weird.
You want to go home?
But they didn't go for maximum weirdness, which is very strange.
I wanted to set you free from death once and for all. It's okay. I know the way.
Right, so you take him to the water and you throw him in. Got it? Because that'll repatriate him, right?
But in doing so, I upset the fundamental balance between life and death. I just wanted to save you.
Oh, so is he like the first repatriate? Which maybe kicked everything off.
I am an extinction entity. It's my fate to lead our species to extinction. But that moment, you became part of that fate. You became a repatriate, and dooms started spreading my nightmares to others throughout the world. It was me that got you and everyone with dooms into this. Not long after, the Death Stranding occurred. The dead clung to our world, and BTs used my beach to cross over and devour them, triggering more void outs. A catalyst that would set the world on a path to extinction. It was my duty to serve as a sacrifice, to wait and watch it unfold from this beach. That, or hasten the last stranding and end this slow death. Given these, my only options, I chose to end it quickly. But to trigger the last stranding, I needed you, a part of me. Here too. I would be able to witness extinction consummated with you by my side. But now that you're here, there's another choice. You can cut me off.
What I'm trying to do, lady.
An EE doesn't have that option for itself. But in my nightmares, I saw another future. One that you chose. One where extinction is hope against total annihilation.
Okay, so we still have the option to sever our connection. Somehow. I mean, she says the gun has an option. Well, see, now we're rolling credits, though. And they're about to play music. So, did we just doom the world? It kind of feels like we doomed the world. I'm gonna go the other side, see if we can get more exposition. Because it really seems like I might need to have it spelled out for me. If we can't use the gun in any way that matters, then why'd she say the gun still has a purpose here? We can't use it. There's no pull gun out button right now. So I mean, they can sing all they like, but I'm really not sure what we're supposed to be doing here. They're gonna go ahead and just play the music, aren't they? Okay. I mean, I'm sure it's very pretty, but it's not helpful. Yeah, okay, so Sam basically doomed himself to stay on the beach forever. Which, as far as fates go, is gonna be boring, but otherwise doable. It'd be fun if they don't actually stop us this time. We're just allowed to go. And it would be kind of impressive if they rendered the entire beach, if like they just gave us terrain that we can go on forever with the entire credits. They did a lot of motion capture this game. Well, it's the first time we got the green here, so maybe. Yeah, we might actually just be able to go. But go where? Go to what? There's no going anywhere. The hug was the only thing I could decide on, because shooting her didn't work. We couldn't sever the connection that way. So I reinforced it, but yeah, she really seemed to be insistent that I could sever the connection, but I don't know what that's supposed to mean. There's supposed to be another choice here, but I don't know what it was. I think we've doomed ourselves. And we can go forever, depending on whether or not we can actually reach those cliffs in the distance. I would hope we'd be able to reach the cliffs in the distance. Okay, well, we might as well go ahead and talk about the game. So, let's go and reduce the music a little bit here so I can actually talk about it. So, it was fun. I mean, it was good. I mean, basically, if you ignore the idea about the ghosts, I mean, it's basically just a stealth game. You have to just transport stuff past all these bad guys, whether they're mules or BTs or whatever it turns out to be. It's basically just stealth past these guys, essentially. And then I think it would have been fine there. If they had stopped there, it would have been great. Okay, they didn't actually render it all the way. Yeah, he's gonna turn around. Yeah, look at that. We started over. We started over. Okay, so at some point the beach just ends. Okay, well, so much for that then. We can go the other direction to see if we can go. Yeah, if they had ended there, if they had ended it with just you stealth past the BTs and mules. I mean, I guess the mules we never really stealth past, did we? We always fought them. So that was... Yeah, I think the problem is the mules kind of made it so that you had to enter a gunplay. And then once they introduced guns, it's like, well, then there has to be a way to fight back against the BTs. Because otherwise you're just sneaking past them all the time, which would work, but not necessarily for the story they wanted to tell, I suppose. I don't know. I think this still would have worked. If you take away the boss monsters in this game, just have the deliveries and the final conversation with Amelie, I think it still works out, right? With Amelie. It still works out. You take away the gunplay, and it's still a solid game. But putting the gunplay in almost cheapens the experience a little bit. It kind of makes it so that it's basically, I mean, it takes away a lot of the threat of the BTs. Like, the BTs were definitely like a huge threat when they're around, but more that they would cause a void out than pulling you into a boss fight and then causing a void out. Like, it seems like you don't need that additional step. Alright, we're doomed here. Just basically circle the same segment of the beach forever. I mean, that's the definition of hell for sure. I guess we might as well just walk. Yeah, so it kind of seems like it didn't need the gunplay at all. If you took out the gunplay, I think you've got a solid game here. I mean, the gunplay is fun. Don't get me wrong. It's nice to be able to fight back against the bad guys. But at that point, I mean, I've said this before for another playthrough, I don't remember what, that the difference between a horror genre and action genre is that you get to fight back. In horror, you don't. Anything you do dooms you, basically. But in an action genre, you have a chance. And so this game has definitely tried to bridge that gap. And now it's definitely all action. Okay, so now you've got a gun. So you've got your gun out. What are you going to do here, Sam? You actually have a choice?
A gun won't help you here. But it still has a role to play.
I mean, if you shoot yourself, you go straight to the afterlife. That's what she said, right? Reconnect with the living. I mean, I'd love to. Oh, did it just click? Okay, so freaking useless. But also, you just won Russian roulette, so, you know, congrats.
Listen, Sam. I was the one that brought you and Cliff together again.
But why?
There was something I wanted you to know. You were never abandoned. And you're not alone. Don't you see, Sam? You have to live.
Okay. I mean, thanks for saving the game, I guess. But also, why? I don't exactly know where she's singing from. Is it over here? Okay, we're gonna go to another edge and see what we got, but I'm very puzzled. It said reconnect the living as if that's an option. Okay. What do we got? It's like a BT. So it won't interfere with me, apparently. Can we follow it? Are they trying to reach us? And that'd be a hell of a trip for them to make. Pretty much an Heartman still, like, Disney or something. I'm gonna follow BT here, see what we got. So, this shouldn't be a BT. Yeah, we're...
Right here.
Okay, well, they're trying to get to you, Sam. You just gotta keep following. Maybe. progress. Hey, Hardman.
He's over there.
Oh, maybe the gun's a connection point, like the Dreamcatcher. Okay, that's what purpose the gun serves. Okay. That makes more sense.
Over here, Sam.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm basically following the steps. Skywalk's really slow, though. It's always the case, right? Every time you do an escort mission, or you're trying to follow someone somewhere, they always go so damn slow. Ghost of Tsushima was, I think, the exception to that, but every other game...
Coming, Sam. You ready for the job?
Alright, we're going.
Luke, take me to Sam.
Alright, anytime you guys want to get over here, that'd be great. Can't help but notice there's some floating people off in the distance. Maybe that's them. Let's let these guys stomp over here. We'll eventually stomp. Hey, there you are. Or no, actually, that's Amelie again, isn't it? Well, maybe she actually has a way out for me now. Can you actually let me leave now? I don't want to go home.
Don't give up. You're still connected.
You want to maybe zoom in a little bit so I can see who they are?
Gotcha.
Thanks, dead man. Give me a fucking heart attack. That's Hartman's job. It's funny that's the necklace that sticks around his neck. Seeing as how he wasn't actually wearing it, as far as we know. Hey, dude. How you doing? I mean, he's trying. Okay, so we'll be able to repatriate now? Yeah! Zoom, 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 surprise! Oh, now you're blue, or black and white. Interesting. We didn't back out like usual. I mean, you damn well better give me an S. Oh, these are holograms. Okay, whatever. Okay. Oh, we didn't get to 5 stars, though? Bullshit. I mean, you better take me to 300 because of that. No? Not 300? Cheapskates. Cheapskates, I tell you.
For too long have we lived as strangers to one another, divided by walls built to keep us safe. But now, with the completion of the Cairo network, we may at last move forward as a people united. Today, we come together to celebrate the birth of a new nation.
Did you take the mask off?
A new nation for a new world.
Come on, John.
The United Cities of America. I once took an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Yeah, the U.S. flag
And
behind
though
you's
that
kinda
proud
weird.
republic may be no more,
Should remove the stars.
we remain. And so, as your president, I hereby swear to support and defend you, the people. Let there be no more walls between us, nor masks to hide who we are.
Okay, he's doing it for the reveal. Okay, go ahead, John. There you go. You're a handsome man, John. You shouldn't hide that beautiful face.
Let there be a new America. An America where we can face one another, where we can speak our minds and open our hearts. Now, the old ways die hard, but I believe, my fellow Americans, that we have the strength and the courage to rise above our past and embrace our future.
Mama
The
was
Death
there?
Stranding is a part of that past. An enduring shadow,
What? Was Mama there?
a constant reminder of what could have been. That we stand here today is testament not to the greatness of any one individual, but to our capacity to come together, to the bonds between us, to our collective greatness. All things must come to an end, ourselves included. But as long as we savor each moment, find joy in the promise of tomorrow, embrace hope, and reject despair, we will endure. President Bridget Strand and her daughter, Samantha America Strand,
According to the official story.
sacrificed everything in their pursuit of hope
Again, according to the official
that
story.
we, the people, might be whole again.
Officially.
That they are not here today to see the fruits of their labor fills us all with a profound sadness. But we find comfort in the knowledge that their memories will live on in the chiral network and in our hearts. We will always remain connected. There's another hero in this story.
Oh, he doesn't want to be...
One
No.
whose achievements seem destined to go unrecognized.
Just leave right now, Sam.
America still needs that hero. That person without whom we would not be here.
That
The
person
name is
Hartman.
unimportant. But you know who I mean.
Okay, he's not actually going to bring him up. Okay, I
And
appreciate that.
for that unsung hero, I have a message.
Doobie.
It was you who brought us together. You who made us whole again.
Doobie.
And while you and I will eventually pass on,
Yeah, okay.
Going somewhere, Sam?
Obviously.
Tired of being the unsung hero?
No,
Money.
I'm done is all. She's gone.
Come on, wait. There's something I need to tell you.
Do you not, though?
Huh. This doesn't bother you anymore?
Still a little bit.
Well, that's great. Now, wouldn't you like to know how we brought you back from the beach?
It was a gun. You connected to it with Fragile.
We were going to use the doll, but didn't have one handy, which is when I remembered something else.
Not what I think it is.
Yes. What could be more connected to Amelie's beach than President Strand's umbilical cord?
Okay. that makes
Hartman
sense.
thought that's why she left it with me in the first place.
Oh.
Unfortunately,
It didn't work.
yeah, she'd already cut her beach loose. It was just gone. We didn't know if that meant she dragged you into the great beyond or sent you to some other beach.
Okay. So
We
how'd
were
you do it?
really racking our brains. Hartman and Mama split up and started searching every beach you might feasibly have washed up on. We looked for a month with absolutely nothing to show for it.
A month on the outside. How long on the inside?
Trust me when I tell you, you don't want to know. But don't worry. We found no signs of accelerated aging.
Or any aging, for that matter.
In the end, this is what led us to you. Just when we were about to give up, Die Hardman reminded us about the revolver. So, we tried to follow it, and it led us to a far corner of your own beach. And bingo, there you were. Mama made visual contact first. She was able to see you from her vantage point on the other side. She informed Lochna via their connection, and Hartman confirmed your location during his subsequent NDE. The plan was for Fragile to, in essence, slingshot Lou and me to your position so we could rescue you. But it's not so easy to send multiple individuals to another person's beach for an extended period of time. And that's where the umbilical cord came in. We wove these from President Strand's DNA.
What?
They serve as a single knot that binds us all.
Nope, it made sense right up until you said that.
The
What?
president must have known all of this would happen. Ironic, isn't it? The gun that set this whole mess in motion ends up being the key to saving you.
Amelie, she said it had another purpose.
Not a weapon, but a lifeline. A stick that became a rope. I suppose that's one way of putting it. Oh, Sam. You have no idea how long I've been waiting to give you a hug.
Okay, you know, not entirely over
Got
it.
something else to tell you. Top secret.
Oh, yeah.
It's about Cliff.
Of course.
BB's mother's name was Lisa Bridges, Cliff's common-law wife.
Lisa Bridges.
Now, Cliff was killed by a man identified in the records only as John,
Right, yeah, Hardman.
former U.S. Special Forces. Quite good at it by all accounts. Later appointed as an aide to the president, who used him for most of her wet work. The records go on to state that he vanished after Cliff's death. A warrant was put out, but he was later found dead. Turned out some people die harder than others, though.
Yeah, of course. We already knew that.
Dear John donned a mask and reappeared with a new identity. But you can't fool the chiral network. We restored the old records, and Mama hid them deep in the archives. You're the only one besides us with access privileges. Take a look if you're so inclined. But don't say I didn't warn you. The president's got some dirty, dirty laundry. I don't trust him, but I'll work with him if that's what it takes. We'll talk later.
Okay. Hello, Mr. President.
Sam.
Hi, Mr. President. No, goodbye, Mr. President. Goodbye, Miss. Okay, fine. What do you want?
I don't expect you to forgive me. But would you hear me out?
Suppose it couldn't hurt.
I killed Captain Clifford Unger.
Yeah, no shit. Nice of you to admit it, though.
I would tell you I did it for America. For love of country.
But really, just because she told you to.
But I didn't. I did it for her. Because I loved her with all my heart. She was everything to me. Everything. Now, I'm not trying to make excuses. I just want you to know that not a day's gone by when I haven't thought about it. Time didn't help. Or the mask. Please, let me finish.
You weren't done? What else do you have to say?
The captain, saved my life. You know why they call me Die Hardman.
Because you die harder than others? That wasn't it, was it?
Because he wouldn't let me die. He brought my sorry ass back home every time. And I loved him
Well, sure, you served
as
him.
much as I loved her.
Okay. You need a hug? Only Sam's okay with giving hugs now.
When he stared me down, that ghost, I knew he was here to kill me, to make it right. And why shouldn't he?
Well, because it wouldn't solve anything. That's why.
Why didn't he?
Because it wouldn't solve anything. What would kill
He
you?
couldn't save his kid, his baby. And that's what brought him back.
Well, Amelie
I
did
guess
that
when
too.
he saw I was trying to do my part,
for America. He remembered who he was,
Not so much, no.
and he forgave me.
If you want to believe that, you probably should, but that's probably not what actually happened.
But I don't deserve it, God damn it!
Well, of course not. You never deserve forgiveness. That's not how that works.
There is no atoning for what I've done. Damn, God!
You could really use a hug, Sam. Hug? Maybe. You could use a hug. There you go. Come on, hug him. Hug.
But maybe this is the next best thing. Maybe he brought me back from the beach for a reason.
Sure, we'll go with that.
One last time.
Go clean yourself up. You look a
He
right mess.
wanted me to do this,
Maybe.
to keep on being Die Hardman.
Just be your best
No.
guy.
He didn't. Nobody wants a president who acts like they're immortal.
Ha, true story.
And if you're not scared of death, how can you value life? And life is pretty fucking fragile right now. And yeah, the old ways die hard. But that's what's gonna have to happen if we're gonna come together and build a better America.
A better world.
That gun won't help you here. That's her words, not mine.
He did
Thank you,
misfire
Sam.
like 6 times there, so you should probably take a look at that. Okay, so maybe he'll be a better person now. That's good.
Hey, Sam. Been waiting for you.
Lou?
Come on, let go.
Dead?
Poor thing was never truly alive. Not in this world, at least. The decommissioning order finally came through. Can't risk necrosis. The body can't stay here.
Do we have to burn it?
I thought you might want to take care of it. You could try taking Lou out of the pod just to see what happens. But that would be in direct contravention of an executive order.
Oh, so you're tried for little treason. Big deal.
And there are laws about that kind of thing, now that we're a nation. I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
Oh, don't worry. Simon's about to do it for you. Go and hand it over. Just hand it over.
But if the alternative is defying the president, I can't do that either. Not me.
All right. I'll go to the incinerator.
Do you want to strap him to you? Do you want to put him in our cargo pod?
Before you
What do
leave,
wanna do?
I'd like to check something quickly. I just took your cufflinks offline. In that state, there'd be nothing to stop you from removing them. If you did, the UCA wouldn't know where you were or how to find you. You'd be invisible. When you use the incinerator, you'll be reconnected to the network automatically. I trust you'll remember what I said.
Sure.
Right. Absolutely.
ma'am. Usually the response is thank you. That works too.
Thanks for everything.
Fragile.
How's the weather?
Regular rain now?
Don't think you'll be needing an umbrella. I decided to follow my father's dream after all. Don't worry. I won't get mixed up with any terrorists this time. UCA's got my back. We're the first private delivery company to get the official approval.
Sounds like you're moving up in the world. Congratulations.
Thanks. Wait. There's something I have to tell you. I didn't shoot Higgs. Couldn't pull the trigger.
So, what happened to him?
So I let him choose. Death or eternal solitude on the beach.
Same thing, really.
Fair enough. You never did like breaking things.
That's right. I find and fix what's broken. And reconnect. I'm fragile.
But not that fragile.
Wanna come work for me?
Huh.
Could use a man like you.
I mean,
The world's still broken. Same as before.
world still needs porters.
What isn't? But we're still here. We're still chugging along.
Not everyone. Not me.
Come on. You put America back together, didn't you?
Doesn't mean there's a place for me. I've got no ties to anyone or anything. I might as well be dead. I felt like that when we first met in the cave. I still do.
Don't act like you're the same person. You've learned how to touch, to feel. You've connected with people. With us.
Everything I touch, I lose.
Sam!
Just let it go free. Okay.
Come on, Lou. One last delivery.
Okay. Sure, I guess. We're gonna go and head out. But for right now, thank you for watching. This is Death Stranding on PC Universe here, PC Universe 2, and I'll see you guys next time.